don't know what sorcery you girls are doing to get these lashes on your face, but can y'all stop being so selfish and help the girls out, please? Hey everyone, Dev Walker here, and welcome back to my channel. Give your girl a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoy travel, lifestyle, and fashion videos. I am back with another video. Today I am talking about a new skill, if you will, that I have finally decided to take up in this later stage of my life. And girl, I am finally learning how to do my makeup after 35. Yeah, I know. Guys, if I sound a bit congested, I am still getting over a cold. I'm actually still quite under the weather, but I really wanted to get this done. So, anyway, as someone who used to watch countless YouTube tutorials back in the day, it was just, I don't know, like, it was just a lot of technique and I really just couldn't figure it out. So whenever I would try to mimic what I was watching, for example, like an old video from Jackie or an old video from like Uché, like I would try what they were doing and it just wasn't working for me. It just wouldn't look like theirs. And when it didn't look like theirs, I was just like, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm just meant to be like a lip gloss and go girl. But it's time for me to grow up. You know, pushing 40, I decided that now was the time to really start taking makeup seriously. I'm not trying to be a professional or anything like that, but you know, if I have an event, if I'm going out on a date or just out on a night on a town with the girls, I want to be able to put, you know, an elevated face together. So this is my face that I did. It's a, I don't know if you would call it a full beat or whatever, but let's talk about the products that I use, what's been a game changer for me, and what are still some of the pain points that I'm still trying to figure out. So all the products that I use today to achieve this face will be linked down below in the description box. Now, as a complete non-negotiable for me, I always start my makeup right after my skincare routine. So I'll probably do my skincare routine in a separate video, but my face is always freshly washed, freshly cleaned, freshly moisturized, and the works. So I am a dry skin girly, so my main concern is always hydration, hydration, hydration. So for my primer, I use two products. I start with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I usually just put this right under my eyes because that is where I tend to get like creasing with my concealers and stuff. After that, I go in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum Primer. I usually just put this on the rest of my face, like my cheeks and my forehead, but I don't put it under my under eyes. These two products together, so lightweight, so moisturizing, so hydrating. Makeup is just ready to glide on. I let the products marinate on my face for about maybe like 30 seconds to a minute, nothing too long, and then I start applying products. So that was my first game changer, my primer combo. After that, I go in with another Bobbi Brown product. This is the Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder. I usually put this on always before any liquid product because I have like fine lines under my eyes, and no, I don't get Botox or anything like that. So I just apply, I don't know if you could see it. Come on, this camera is always embarrassing me. All right, there it is. That is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder in the shade Golden Brown. I usually just apply this to my fine lines and just kind of, you know, it's a part of helping them disappear when I put my makeup on. So the next few steps aren't really game changers for me, but I do like these products so far. To do my brows, I use the L'Oreal 24-Hour Brow Lamination Gel. Like this a lot, they gifted it to me. Followed by the L'Oreal Faux Brow Pencil. It has like 2 bristles on it instead of 1. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, there it is. So it has like 2 bristles to just kind of fill in my brows, and then I clean it up with some Fenty concealer, and then I start with the rest of my face. So after I do my brows, my next step is my base concealer. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky because I'm still trying to figure concealer out. I'm still trying to figure out like the undertones and the shades. I feel like NARS tends to match me the best, but they are a bit pricey. So if you do have something that's a little bit more affordable, please let me know. But for now, I have been using the NARS concealer in the shade Deep 2 Cacao. I really love the match on this and I love the consistency, but I feel like they could be a little bit more generous with the product. I feel like they just don't give enough for this price point, but overall I do like this concealer. After my concealer, I'm ready to go in with foundation. Now for the foundation that I use, it really depends on what I'm doing that day. If I have an event or if I'm feeling fancy or if I know I'm going to be having my photo taken on a professional camera, then I will always go in with my tried and true Old Faithful NARS foundation in the shade New Caledonia. I have been using this for years, worth every cent. I always use this when I want to look my best. For my everyday foundation, which is actually what I use today, I go in with the L'Oreal True Match. They actually gifted this to me. I don't know who's working at L'Oreal, but they did a very good job picking this shade for me. This is the shade N10 Neutral Deep. I'll link this down below in the description box, and it really got the job done as a really good base. When I almost forgot, when I am applying my foundation, I do spray the foundation on the brush with a setting spray. This is the Milk Mattifying Setting Spray. Really big game changer for me. Jackie taught me that. She does that in all of her videos, and I find that it really just keeps the foundation on your face so it doesn't like move around and shift. Okay, let's go to the next step. Next up, a game changer. A game changer, worth every dollar. I don't even want to try any other alternatives, and that is bronzer. I used to try to contour, and for me it was just coming out too harsh. I didn't like the way it looked, and it just wasn't working. So when the girlies was talking about bronzer, I got the NARS Laguna bronzer in the shade 4. Girl, this glow that this gives me, NARS will always have a customer in me. If this brand has no customers, please come check on me because I'm probably dead. So the NARS Laguna bronzer, number 4, tried and true, taking this with me everywhere. After I go in with my bronzer and I see that amazing glow, now I'm ready to start highlighting my face, and for that I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer in the shade 17. I've tried quite a few concealers to highlight my face and I haven't really had any issues, but I do feel like this product has the best consistency. I love that a little bit goes a long way and it is so buildable. So for me, this is my favorite concealer. Once again, I am also open to recommendations because this ain't really that cheap either. Most of these products are not gifted. The only thing that is gifted is like the L'Oreal stuff. Everything else I bought on my own, okay? So I will apply this to like my T-zone, under my eyes, by my forehead, down my nose, chin, and all of those places. And then I will let this sit for about maybe like 30 to 90 seconds at the most. Next up, another true game changer for me, recommended by Uché. Listen, if you ain't following Uché and you trying to do your makeup, girl, I don't know what you're doing. You need to follow that lady. I'm gonna put her video in the description box that has really helped me elevate my makeup, and she has been using this blush here. Now, I don't know what Hailey Bieber got going on in that lab, and really it's none of my business. But this blush, the Rhode Cream blush in the shade Toasted Teddy, the perfect blend of like a pink rose / brown color. You really can't see it on camera, but I have been trying to find a color like this for the longest. Anything that I have tried usually leaned a little bit more towards pink or a little bit more towards brown. This Rhode blush, the perfect blend of the two. Now I find whenever I apply this straight like to my face, I don't really see the product the way I want to. So what I do personally is my preference. I put it on a brush first and then I build on it from there. Love, love, love this blush. If I could recommend any of the products I'm using today, get this Rhode blush in Toasted Teddy. Now is the part of the process where it does start to look a little scary and you have to trust the process, as the girls say. So I always go in with a damp beauty blender and just kind of go all over it just to take up that excess product on my face. This has also been a game changer. And to be honest with you, this may be a bit of a hot take, but I don't think the beauty blender can be duped, y'all. I have tried some cheaper versions and it just doesn't do the job the way a beauty blender does. And it's only 20 bucks at Sephora. I buy them every couple months and They are fantastic with blending my makeup for me and very beginner friendly. So I named a few back-to-back game changers. So let's talk about something that is really a pain for me, and that is eyeshadow. I don't know if it's just me or my eyelids. Like, I don't think I have enough eyelids for the eyeshadow combos that y'all be doing, but for the beginner girlies, this Bobbi Brown double-sided cream shadow stick has really been helping me. It's super beginner friendly. I really just go in with both sides, no particular order, honestly, because it looks good regardless. And I just go in with both sides on each of my eyelids, and then I'll go in with this Patrick Ta palette that was gifted to me by a friend, not by the brand. It's the Major Dimension 2 palette, and it's mostly some neutrals in here. And the reason why I like the neutral eyeshadow palettes is, for me, is like when you use a bunch of different ones, because they're neutrals, it's really kind of hard to mess it up. So I just go in with a little bit of whatever sparkly, whatever I'm in the mood for, and that'll be my eyeshadow. But if you have any eyeshadow hacks or tips for beginners, please drop them below in the description box, because I be seeing the eyeshadows on the girlies and it be looking cute, but girl, I cannot figure that stuff out. I don't know about the left crease, right crease, inner crease, outer crease. It don't make sense to me. So please, help your girl out. To lock all of the liquid and cream products in, I have been going in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm setting spray. Good luck finding this, because it took me months to find it in store in Sephora, but I will try to link it down below in the description box. Kudos to Danessa, because she can't keep this on the damn shelves, all right? But it's been working really good. It does lock in my makeup, but I am still on the market to try to find the perfect setting spray for me. So now that I've set all the liquid and cream products on my face, I go in with the Fenty Beauty setting powder in the shade Cashew. Y'all, I've had this for so many years now. It's probably expired, and I probably shouldn't be using it, but I don't care because it works just fine. Because it's just such a generous amount in there. You see there's just like a little bit left, like at the bottom. But I have no problems with this. A little bit goes a long way. I use it to set my under eye. I go in with a Beauty Blender powder puff here, and no problems with it whatsoever. I did hear that Fenty changed the formula for the setting powder. If anyone can confirm that, please let me know in the comments. So I'm not sure if I'm going to re-up on this just yet when I do run out, or if I should try to find a new setting spray for my under eye. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Another game changer. The second part of that blush combo that has been setting my face off is my powder blush. The Haus Labs powder blush in the shade French Rosette. That paired with this Rhode blush in Toasted Teddy, the dynamic duo, if you will. Do you see that blush combo? Do you see that? Do you see that pink, rose, brown, nude greatness going on? Listen, these two, they got customers in me for life. So I go in with the Haus Labs powder blush in the shade French Rosette, and it's super buildable. I wasn't sure how it was going to look on me, because once I saw it on the packaging, it does look a little bit light, but the way it goes on my skin, super pigmented, no complaints. I believe Uché recommended this as well. This next product is more than just a game changer for me. Every girl, when they're doing their makeup, has that one product that just sets the whole look off. And for me, girl, the NARS Laguna Powder Bronzer, I'm using the shade 7. When Uché and Any Given Sunday recommended this, ran out, bought it. Like I said, NARS will forever have a customer in me. It is something about the way this powder bronzer just brings the ultimate, like, glow of almond greatness on my face. But the thing about it, with this product, it is very easy to go from not enough to way too damn much. So I always start off easy when I go in with this, but when I do it right, girl, you see this face. You see this face. Like, for a beginner, I gotta say, I'm doing all right, and it's because of the products that I'm using. So this powder bronzer under my powder blush, it's the perfect hint of brown, the perfect glow. It is worth every dollar. And one of the last products that I used to complete the look, this is actually brand new for me. Well, I was trying a different shade to just like go over my entire face, but to set my powder, to set my setting powder, the finishing powder that I just started using is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade 3. Really good. Uché recommended this and she hasn't missed with me yet, so I literally just used this for the first time today. But previously, the very last step of my makeup, I would go in with that same powder, but in the shade 4. If you can, I'm about to show you that I'm literally on like my last bit of nothing. So I've been using this product for a while, but just in a different shade, and it is overall very good. But now that I'm using it to like finish my under eye look, I really like it. So I think I'm going to be using both shades of these powders. Now that my face is just about finished, my lip combo recommended by Jackie Uché, a long time OG content creator, love her whole entire existence. She recommended this lip gloss that I'm about to share with you all, but I did start with my Old Faithful NARS lip liner in the shade Chestnut. As you can see, I'm down to like my last like 2 inches, and then I go in with the Fenty gloss stick in the shade Hot Chocolate. Riri did her thing with these in the lab, love this. And then on top of that, this was recommended by Jackie, it is the Pat McGrath lip gloss in the shade Prima Donna. Such a really nice cool tone pink. Now from here, I was a little nervous. I thought it was gonna look like chalk on me, but look at that. Look at that, chalkware. It is like the perfect neutral pink that doesn't give like too A, chalky, or B, like bubblegummy. Love this. This is going to be in my rotation. Last and final step, which is actually the complete bane of my existence, lashes. Lashes. I just can't figure them out. Like, I don't know what sorcery you girls are doing to get these lashes on your face, but can y'all stop being so selfish and help the girls out, please? Because when I say I have been suffering in the deepest pits of the trenches trying to figure out eyelashes. I've been taking all the recommendations and I just cannot figure them out. So the lashes I'm currently wearing today, you can see me tussling with them on in this damn video here. These are the Lily lashes in, I think these are Milan. I bought Milan and Mykonos. I'm not sure which ones I got on now. I think these are Milan, by the way. The lash glue I'm using is the, what's this called? This is the I Envy by Kiss Super Strong Hold Eyelash Adhesive in clear. I mean, it was recommended. I don't know what's a good glue, what's a bad glue. To me, it's all the same because I'm still confused either way. I still managed to somehow get these on. I'm not sure if they're on quite right, if anybody can help me out. Somebody did tell me on Instagram that the longest part of the lash goes on the outside, and that was a game changer for me, so thank you for that tip, girl, whoever you are. But I'm still trying to figure out how to put these on, and it probably will take some more weeks and months of practice, but anything that can make this process easier, please, please help. And that is the finished face. This is my idea of a full beat for a beginner learning makeup after 35. So if you are late in the game and you trying to figure out this makeup stuff, girl, please, let's talk about it in the comments. And if you have any products that you want to recommend for me to try that you think will make this process a little bit easier, I probably wouldn't do something like this every day. This would be something I would do if I'm feeling fancy, but I will definitely do a separate video showing like a quick 10 to 15 minute face versus like a 45 minutes to an hour one. But yeah, drop everything below in the comments. And if you are still trying to learn something new, please understand that time is a construct and it is never too late to try something new or just do something different and change it up. So if you made it this far in the video, please give your girl a thumbs up and subscribe. I would love to have you here on this side of the internet. Thank you so much for watching and learning my makeup with me after 35. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.